All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash Ma'amath. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly and willingly called God or Jehovah. Bahashem meaning in the name of. Yahweh Shai meaning he who delivers, who the world ignorantly and willingly called JC today. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and another double honor to my elder as well, Ahar One bin Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect, pushing this truth across the four winds, and to the one-third remnant believers in Yahweh Shema Shah, Shalom, Shalom. So this is going to be a quick lesson, entitled The Day of Doom. It's going to basically be a correction video of a video I did the other day. The video that I posted the other day, the dates were off, and the name of the angel was wrong. So I'm here basically to correct, right my wrongs. And I pray that this lesson is edifying. But this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, and verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. And basically this is Esdras, and the year was 452 BC. And I said in the previous video that it was 2,500 years before Yahweh Shah, but my elder corrected me and told me that no, it was 452 BC. When Esdras was basically explaining, during the time of Artaxerxes and Xerxes, and Esdras was basically explaining what he saw in Babylon, and he was talking to the angel Uriel, which in the Hebrew would be Awar Allah. And I said that his name was Uriah Allah, which was off, and it was wrong. But his name was Awar Allah, the angel Uriel. But it was 452 BC. During the time of Artaxerxes and Xerxes, when Esdras was explaining what he saw in Babylon. But it says, verse 43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. All right. The end of Esau's world is the beginning of Jacob's world. Esau going to be destroyed by those 200 million thermonuclear warheads, as written in the book of Revelations. And after, the day of doom, the destruction, will be the beginning of immortality. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. For the elect that make it into those chariots, that what it says, that make it out of great tribulation. Where you got 2/3 of our people and these Christian-minded people that basically think that they're going to be raptured away and not going to have to go through any tribulation. Some false prophets out there that saying Jacob's trouble already passed and then we ain't got to go through no more trouble. Why you ain't got to go through no more trouble? You still worshiping idols. You see what I'm saying? Still worshiping idols and also still committing wickedness. We ain't going to be, but it says Jacob shall be saved out of it when it's all said and done with. But 2/3 of our people are going to go through it. Only that little sanctuary, that small sanctuary, that 1/3 remnant, that called on the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, the believers of the Lord are going to make it out of that trouble, because it's a different between the righteous and the wicked. The Lord said the righteous shall scarcely be saved, and he also said he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in the 7th there shall no evil touch thee. Right, the day of doom, the destruction, when all out. Well, those thermonuclear missiles, start marching when it's all said and done with. It says, verse 44, intemperancy is at its end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victories. All right. And through the spirit of Yahweh Shah, him going up on that cross, we already got the victory. But we waiting for the prophecy to play out, because it's already written that we won. Yahweh Ratazam, part of that number. Esdras saw what he saw in chapter 2, and when he was basically saying, what are these? Those that came out of great tribulation. And John the Revelator saw the same thing as well. Those that stood on the sea of glass, that got a victory over the beast. Revelations 12. But they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by Yahweh Shah, when it's all said and done with. So nobody's going to be able to oppress him that have gotten the victory. You see what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, because we got it through Yahweh Shema Shah. But, for 2/3 of our people, these Christian-minded people that think they don't have to go through no tribulation, basically. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right? So when it's all said and done with, I'm gonna keep going. As a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on a wall and a serpent bit him. So come, man, you're gonna run from trouble to trouble. And I was reading that last night in Ezekiel. I don't know if it was chapter 14 or 15. It was either chapter 14 or 15 where the Lord is basically destroying our people. You know, they built that wall, dabbed it with untempered mortar, and the Lord said, I'm gonna destroy it. He said, I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna cause a flood to come. I'm gonna cause hailstones. I'm gonna destroy that wall. And he was basically telling our people that they gonna run from one fire and another fire gonna destroy them. You know, and that's the point that I was trying to make, that they was, at that time, the Lord said, you're going to run from one fire and another fire going to get you. And it's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Those that desire the day of the Lord, you know, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him and went into in a house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. And that's what it's going to be like the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You're going to run from trouble to trouble. But he said, for the elect's sake, I will deliver thee in 6 troubles, yeah, and in the 7th there shall no evil touch thee. So whatever trouble we go through is going to be for our benefit, to build us up and to make us stronger. You know what I'm saying? To build us up, correct us, reprove us, and make us stronger. You know, the Lord ain't going to put nothing on us that we can't handle. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done with. Verse 20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Right. You know, when it's all said and done with, all our hell gonna be breaking loose. You see, the countless men, military-age men that didn't cross the border under the Biden administration. You know, these people ain't got no mind. I was watching a video today, and I ain't gonna call them immigrants, because before Esau, the main immigrant, they had on all white like they was getting fresh out of prison. But basically, they was getting dropped off in Chicago, New York, LA, and most of the prisoners that they saw this Jake girl recording, they smiling, blowing kisses. Well, I ain't gonna say they was blowing kisses, but they was flirtatious. They smiling and doing all type of things. These men, you know what I'm saying, they might have a good spirit, you know what I'm saying, but they might go, you know, crazy, you know, here in America, you know, being able to see all these women walking around butt naked, you know what I'm saying. So when all our hell break loose, most of these people and a lot of people that was already here, they're gonna be feeling like they could do whatever they want to do when it's all said and done with. But the day of the Lord is gonna be dark and darkness, and what it says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Right. And in the midst of that, what the Lord said, he said, 10,000 shall fall at thy right hand and 1,000 at thy left, but it shall not come nigh thee, when it's all said and done with. So we're going to be physically seeing these things with our eyes, but it's going to be marvel in those that it's happening to, because it's not going to be happening to us. For those that's catching judgment, whether it be small or great, and they see us walk past, not really worried about what they worried about what we worried about, the small things that we go through. You know, I was just watching a video of a Salakia. I was just watching a video of a not this video that the brother Yahweh Athanyala did, but this brother right here. It says tenacity and persistence. You know what I'm saying? I was watching that video. Basically, he was explaining all the things that Paul had to go through. You know, he lost that sea, getting bit by a snake, 39 lashes. You know, 39 lashes here and there. You see what I'm saying? Going through danger after danger, and he was still, you know what I'm saying, had to preach. He had to freeze, shivering cold, all type of things. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna be in that spirit of, you know, keep fighting, because we don't have a choice. It ain't no other it ain't nothing else that could basically save us besides Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Everything else is gonna lead you straight to Hell, but this is Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Right, the strong, the super strong wrestlers and boxers and super soldiers, mighty men. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna cry their bitterly because they not gonna be able to, call 911. They ain't gonna be able to bluff. You know how they like to bluff. You know what I'm saying, about whatever they bluffing about. You know what I'm saying? Whole time they know that it's right now it's a certain amount of safety here in Babylon. You see what I'm saying? You could walk away, and that day you might not even be able to walk away. But verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. When it's all said and done with, because you got to understand, you're going to have missiles flying, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a day like never before, because you got to understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that America has had anything touch its soil since, the Civil War. You had a whole lot of slave uprisings, but on that magnitude of thermonuclear war, no missiles have really touched America besides, I believe, that Pearl Harbor, I don't know how to say it, but Pearl Harbor was probably one of the most major things that happened in America's soil besides, slavery and the Civil War, when it's all said and done with. So this is something, whatever the Lord got coming is gonna have everybody head spinning, even the elect that's gonna cry and give glory to the Most High, for seeing these things. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men. Salaki, I ain't get that. Let me see. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. So right, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to redeem them or save them, from the things that's coming. Whatever judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yashah, bring it upon them, they have no choice but to, suffer it. Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land, when it's all said and done with. So when it's all, when it comes down to it, man, if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashah in these times, you're going to be utterly beat to powder, by these, by the the chariots ultimately. You see what I'm saying? The missiles flying, chariots blasting shit. And this after basically, I'm not gonna say after, but whenever the Lord bring it, that's what I'm gonna say. Because I was about to say that it's after the second Esdras 15 and 14, martial law and all that stuff. I'm talking about the day of doom, when the Lord bring that destruction, the missiles hitting them and them chariots zapping at the same time, when it's all said and done with, and it's going to be the last precept. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1, gather yourself together, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. So right, make no tarrying in the turn of the Lord. Seek the Lord in the days of thy youth. Don't wait till, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait till you done had your fun to try to seek the Lord like an adulterous woman would. Cheat on her husband, and after she done had her fun, after done did everything that she did, now she try to come back. Nah, man. Seek the Lord while he may be found and stay with him. Ride with him, be on his side. When it's all said and done, like a real woman would. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be by your side through the highs and lows. And that's basically what the elect, what type of time the elect on, because we don't trust in nobody else. Verse 3, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So right, everything that we doing, going on the highways and byways, you know, doing these videos, calling the name of the Lord, you know, amending our ways, and it's another point that I'm making, you know, getting our households in order, redoing it, you know, basically that we may be here in the day of the Lord's anger, man. And I pray the lesson was edifying. Shalom, on to the next.